Hello, my name is Ryan Dooley, and this is my final presentation. Have you ever been in a situation that made you so uncomfortable you didn't want to tell anyone? Have you ever been in an embarrassing situation you didn't want to tell a single soul, but you went ahead and told someone and they told you it didn't matter? How would you feel if one of your managers asked you, and I quote, "You have a nice body. Have you ever had white chocolate inside of you?" Quoted from an article written by Daniela Silva. The article was titled, "McDonald's Workers Go on Strike Over Sexual Harassment." The quote I stated from above was said by a McDonald's manager who was talking to one of his 15-year-old employees. Something that was so heartbreaking about this article was the fact that the young girl told another one of her managers who was working with her, who she trusted, and they told her, "You will never win this battle." When I read this, it absolutely broke my heart. I could not imagine what the young girl was feeling when this took place. Can you imagine having to worry about something like this while working for a company? This story got out to other McDonald's employees and it traveled far and wide. After one brave girl spoke out, many other employees were in the know, and other stories that were similar to the 15-year-olds came out as well. McDonald's employees across the country all joined together to create a sexual harassment movement of their own so their voices could be heard. The movement was called the Me Too movement, and it took place on September 18th of this year. Employees all across the country participated in the event. The reason that it was such a big deal was the fact that many of the managers were told that there was nothing that could have been done, and that is alarming. How can a manager tell you that nothing can be done about something that makes you very uncomfortable? If the managers are not reporting incidents, then what is actually happening in the famous restaurants across the country? The workplace should be a comfortable environment and a safe place for others to interact with one another. "You will never win this battle" was a quote that really stuck with me. I cannot believe the person in charge of running an entire restaurant had the confidence to say to this young girl who is in need of help. A young girl who confided in an adult was told nothing could be done. This is something that needs to be changed and needs to be changed now. Obviously, the communication in the workplace is very poor and needs a lot of improvement. The problems within the company can be fixed and something that can be improved easily. Know your rights at work. Sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination that violates Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Very generally, sexual harassment describes unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or other verbal or physical conduct. The behavior does not have to be of a sexual nature, however, it can include offensive remarks about a person's sex. Title VII is a federal law that prohibits discrimination in employment on the basis of sex, race, color, national origin, and religion, and it applies to employers with 15 or more employees. The law also makes it illegal to retaliate against a person because the person complained about discrimination, filed a charge of discrimination, or participated in an employment discrimination investigation or lawsuit. It applies to federal, state, and local governments, and as well as employment agencies and labor organizations. If you are experiencing harassment at work, you may be overwhelmed and afraid. The important thing to remember is that you are not alone and you have options when coming forward. According to the article written on AAUW website called Know Your Rights at Work, you need to document everything that takes place. Your experience with the harasser, such as time, location, details, and witnesses, your experience reporting the harassment, your productivity. In my opinion, there are many things that can be done with the situation. I think the company needs to have bullying workshops for everyone. Everyone needs to attend these workshops and complete all of the requirements that entail with these workshops. I feel like this would just be stepping your foot in the door with dealing with sexual harassment that's happening all across the country. Sexual harassment and bullying go hand in hand. If everyone attends the workshop and then learns what bullying is and how we can prevent it, then it's something that we can handle the situation on, and everyone has a common ground on it. Another thing that can be beneficial to the company would be an anonymous Dropbox. that people could submit uncomfortable situations to. This would allow for victims to be heard without the embarrassment of telling someone in person. I know for me personally, I would feel very uncomfortable explaining something like that to my boss that would allow the situation to be heard while keeping my identity anonymous. There are many different important lessons that need to be learned from the sexual harassment incidents that have taken place. It hurts my heart that so many people have come out with stories and nothing has been done about it. It shows how poor the managers care about the safety and well-being of the employees of their workplace. I think it is ridiculous that employees are having so many problems in the workplace relating to sexual harassment. Everyone has the right to feel comfortable while at work. The Me Too movement came out because of this, so what will be next if we don't make a change? If the recommendations that were stated in this presentation are made and applied to the workplace, I feel like changes can happen and they can be made today.